Hello, people. Welcome back once again to Cloud Genius. In this video, I'll be taking you through the guided lab for Model 7, that is creating a VPC peering. So, without wasting much time, let's get started with the video. If this is your first time here, I'll kindly urge you to subscribe to my channel, turn on the post notification bell so you get notified if I post any other video. This is a content for cloud computing, anything about AWS is what we are doing here. So if you are interested in anything about AWS, you can let me know. If you need any special video, you can let me know. I'll do that for you as well. Thank you. Okay, so let's get into the lab. So as usual, to go about the lab, what do you first do? Let me put this here. So you first click on Start Lab. So you click on Start Lab, then we allow it to load. So we are going to do what we call VPC peering. Okay, so you can see it here, creating a VPC peering connection. So you allow the lab to load, and then um, you can be able to start the lab. So make sure that the status is ready, so you can have access to the stimulated environment. So close this, and then to start with the lab, click on AWS like this. Okay, so we are logged on to the console. Let's have a look at the overview of the lab. So the main agenda is to create a VPC peering node. You can read the overview if you have you want to get deeper understanding of what you are supposed to do. I've already done that, so to cut time short and then not to prolong the video, I'll try to skip that. This is the architecture diagram of what we are supposed to design as well, or supposed to do as well. So you can see that there are two VPCs. Okay, there are two VPCs. Um, this is a VPC. This is also another VPC. Okay, so they will be able to connect or to communicate with the help of VPC peering, because when we are able to pair them, it's the scenario is just like your phone, okay, with a Bluetooth connection. You know, let's assume we have two phones with a Bluetooth connection. Maybe we are trying to share resources. Is it that we are doing that through a common network, or maybe we pair up with a Bluetooth or Xender or any other pairing device or pairing means that we have. Okay, so it is the same thing here. In order for these people to share resources to be able to communicate, they will need a pairing. They need to be paired, because this one is in private subnet, and the private subnet is mostly used for internal communications. Okay, so the private subnet cannot communicate directly with things on the internet. And if you look at this in the public subnet, you can see that we have internet gateway. Okay, so this one is in the public subnet. That is why it's able, with the help of the internet gateway, is able to pull information from the internet, and also they are being accessible because they are being routed from the public subnet. Okay, so take these scenarios to be two phones. Okay, one having internet being this, that is the availability zone. No, how do I put it? Okay, you take this to be the lab VPC, that is the internet with the phone with internet, and then take the shared VPC to be phone without internet. Okay, so let's assume we have paired these two phones through Bluetooth. Okay, we've paired, search and paired, connect them. and then we want to pull resources from the other phone that is having the internet. So the phone with that internet will make the request to the um the phone with the internet will be used as the main means. So the phone without the internet will make the request to the lab VPC, okay, which is the phone with the internet, even though through Bluetooth. And then this phone will provide. Why? Because it is having internet access. So even if it doesn't have the file on the phone, it will be able to pull it off from the internet because it is having internet access. This is no that is not what we are doing though, but I need to explain to you so you know how this is working. So that is the meaning of subnet. Subnet is mainly for internal communications. Yeah, no, if you want to connect a subnet to the internet, unless you give it a NAT gateway, okay, and then you'll be able to reroute it and allow it to access internet. But for now, let me leave this scenario there for you. I hope it helped you to understand what we're about to do better. So let's go on without wasting much time. Let's go on to what we are supposed to do. So tax one is asking us to create a VPC peering connection. And then again, so you can see it. This is the architecture diagram. So you can see what I explained for you. You can see they have indicated the internet here that this is able to access internet with the help of the internet gateway. It is able to access what? Internet. You can see that this one has no internet. Why? Because it is for internal communication. It is in a private network. Okay. Because it is a database, they cannot let each and everyone access the database. So it's like buying from Melcom online, okay, you are able to access their application interface. That is the web application. You are able to access it with the help of this, the public subnet, okay. So you are able to access, let's say, melcom.com to make an order or make a purchase. Now, when you make the order, it will go through because you are operating it within, or the application is being fed from the application server at the public what network, okay, so the public subnet network connection. That is where this routings are being happen, okay. And this one is for like hiding. You know, you try to put this one in an enclosed something, that because you don't want people to have access to it, okay. So you are having access to melcom.com. It opens the web application for you, but if you try to access the database in Melcom, it doesn't work. Why? You will not have access to it. So you have access to what you have purchased, but you will not have access to the database at Melcom. That is because it is operating in the private subnet, and it's operating from the private subnet. It does not have internet connection, okay. So you are only writing the data to it through this application. So if this application is offering web, let's say melcom.com, you can access this one through this one, okay. You can access it, or mostly it's even here. So you can access this one. If let's say if it's a complete application, it could either be here or there. And if it's here, meaning we need to pay it, okay, just like we are about to do. So it will pull the resource from the private, but you have access to it at the public session. You can pull information from that. But unless you communicate within, okay, so you communicate with the web application will communicate with the subnet, then it will take the information for you. But you cannot come from the internet directly and communicate with this one, the one in the private subnet. No, it doesn't happen. So you always need to go through the public subnet, or it's either you are using a NAT gateway. Okay, for now, that is not what we are doing. So let me leave it there. I just have to explain this so that you understand what we are doing. So the tax one is asking us to create a VPC. From there, you can see that they say we have a VPC with the name VPC. Then we should create VPC. Okay, so it means we have a VPC. Let's go and check. I'm in my console. I've already loaded the lab, so I'm in my console. So over here, just type VPC, and then from the drop down menu, select VPC. So your VPC, go to your VPC. Let's check. Yes, we have I think three VPCs, but one might be the default one. Yes, one will be the default. Mostly, each and every account has one default VPC. That will be this. So this is the default one, but there are other created two VPCs labeled shared VPC and then lab VPC. Okay, so you can see it here. You can see it here that there are two VPCs. Now the lab is saying we should create a peering connection. Okay, so how do we create a peering connection? Come down to the left side, scroll down to you see peering connections, click on it, and then create peering connection. Click on create peering connection. So what is the name? It's optional though, but I think we were asked to give it a name for identification purposes. So the name should be lab peer. Copy and paste. That's okay. So they gave us an option here that the VPCs, one should be a requester, one should be an acceptor. So the requester is supposed to be lab VPC, the acceptor is supposed to be shared VPC. So who is requesting? Let's go and look at it. Who is making the request? It is right here, requester. You can see it here. So who is making the request? Then from the lab, it told you that the requester is the lab VPC. So let's choose the lab VPC from the drop down, and then we come back here. Let all this be default because we are creating it in the same region. Okay, in your account in this same region. So you can see all this is default. Let it be default. And then the acceptor. So the acceptor is the shared VPC. You can see it from the drop down here, shared VPC. So just that, and then come to create peer connections. Allow it to create. Now you can see pending acceptance. Okay, so just like I explained to you at the other side, it's like two devices communicating together. They are now pairing, just like your phone Bluetooth. You have put the Bluetooth on. One is supposed to send, one is supposed to receive. So one has sent the request, but it has not been confirmed yet. Okay, it has not been confirmed yet. Why has it not been confirmed yet? Because the other device has not accepted the incoming signal or the incoming connection that they are receiving from the other end. Okay, so how do we deal with that? So we go back to peering connections again. You will see that there is one connection that is pending. Okay, so you can see pending acceptance. So what do we do? Let's select this. After selecting it, go to actions and then click on accept request. So you can see you can either accept the request or you reject the request. But in this case, this lab is not asking us to reject the request, it's rather asking us to accept the request. So I'll go ahead and then accept the request like this, just like that. Okay. So the request is now accepted, and you can see it that it's here. It's the status is now active, telling us that, and the request is accepted. Okay. You see, it is even telling us to modify our route table or my route table. That is because when you accept the Bluetooth, don't forget that when they are paired, the two devices are paired, the two phones are paired. You see, it will come paired. But when it is paired and you are about to share a file, you need to define the route or the means by which you want to send. So you see that when you click on share, it even asks you Bluetooth, Xender, other sending purposes, WhatsApp, internet. Where do you want to send it? Okay. So in this case, the modify my route table is being prompted because when you create the connection, you are supposed to also define how they should route it. So if they are sharing information, how should they share it? They should share the information through the connection that you have made. Okay. But for now, you have paired them. Pairing them does not mean that they can share information. No, they are paired, but does not mean that they can share information. Because if you are going to send a file to the other phone or the other device and then you click on share and you don't select Bluetooth, which you have already paired, you might not be able to receive the signal at the other end. That is exactly what is happening here. So what do? We go back to the lab. Let's look at the task 2. What is it asking us to do? So it is asking us to accept the connection, which we have already done. Let's look at the task 2. Good. So it is asking us to configure a route table. So you can see a route table. A route is like way, okay, a route or a path by which something is accessed from, okay, or a path by which something uses. So you can see that, look at what they are doing. They are connecting this right here. This is the peering, but they are connecting this to that, and then vice versa. Okay, this arrow is telling you that this connection is vice versa. This one can go here, this one can come here. So it's simultaneous communication. Okay, this one can pull, this one can request, this one can request, this one can pull. Okay, that is exactly what they are indicating here. So we need to um, link the public table to the what? To the shared VPC route table in order for them to now be able to communicate, because we have paired them. We need to tell it when it is sending the signal where it should send it to. Okay, exactly just like the phone. So if you are having issues, you can break it down in that manner. Okay, so which route table are we supposed to tap first? You can see it from here that we are supposed to work on the public route table first. That is for lab VPC. So from the left side of our VPC, let's check the route tables and then click on route tables. You can see there are route tables created in your account, but what we are looking for is the lab public route table. Okay, it's indicated right here. You see, it's indicated here. So let's select that. And then what do we do next? Let's go and look at the lab. So they are asking us to click on edit and then edit routes and then input a destination of this CDIR, and then the targeting should be peering connection, and then receive from, okay. So I get what they are being asked. We are being asked to do. So click on when you select this, okay, lab public route table. Click on route, okay, and then scroll down. Click on edit route, and then add routes. Then paste the CDRR you copied from here. You see, I have copied it. If you haven't, then you can go and copy yours. Come and paste it from here, and then click on it. Okay. And then they say when you come to the target, you should select peering connection. So you can see peering connection is here. Where are we connecting it to? To the lab peer. Okay, to the lab peer. And then click on save. That is exactly what we were being asked to do. Click on save, close. Okay. And so we are done. That is all. I think there's another thing we have to do. You see, we have we have um we have been able to tell the the other VPC that, okay, when you are sending it, that is, we told this that when you are sending your file, send it to this one. Okay, but we are yet to tell the shared VPC that, okay, you too, when you are sending your own, send it to this one. So that is exactly what we are coming to do. Okay, that is exactly what we are coming to. So we are telling this and telling that. It's like advising the mouse. You need to advise the cat also. Because if you advise the mouse, you don't advise the cat, there will still be war. So if you're advising the mouse, you need to advise the cat also to be gentle on the mouse. Okay. So let's copy the CDRR of that also that we're about to do. Let's copy it. What are we to do? That one to share VPC, then we do edit route, then we give it this route. Target is also peering connection. Then from the list now we select the same thing. So let's go back to the route tables, deselect this, and then select shared VPC route table, routes, edit, add, then don't forget pasted this, and then peering connection as they said. Then from there select this again, then save it. Okay, so it's now saved. Now what we've done is that we've made them know that okay, you, if you are sending, try and send it to this one. If you are also sending, try and send it to this one, because this one doesn't have internet. Okay, this one still does not have internet, but with the help of this, the pairing that we have done, this one being the shared VPC will be able to pull data from here. Okay, so it will request the data from this one. It's like pairing someone who is knowledgeable to someone who is not. Okay, automatically if the one who is not knowledgeable is demanding for a knowledge, you will go to the one who is knowledgeable, and then the one who is knowledgeable will deliver whatever the one who is not knowledgeable is requesting for to the person. Okay, so that is exactly what is happening. So this one is not knowledgeable, but even though it is having a friend who is knowledgeable now, he is looking like he is knowledgeable, but he is not. Why? Because everything you request for being on the internet, it is the help of this that will help it to what? To pull it. Without this, the peering, it is nothing. So it is the peering that has joined them together for this one to look like it is also knowledgeable. Okay. Yes. So I think this explanation should help. And then what again? We are done with all this. So the tax 3 is asking us to test the VPC peering connections now. So what are we to do on the services? Utility description and to connections. Okay, good. I have an idea of what we are to do. So now we are done with anything about VPC. We are done with that. So what do? We have paired them. Don't forget that when you look at the architectural diagram, they have what? They are having this one is having a compute service. This one is also having a database what service. Okay, so this one could be an EC2 which is hosting the application server. Okay, and this one is also MySQL database instance. Okay, this one could also be an EC2 which is hosting the instance, or it could be either AWS or Aurora or anything, any database that has this MySQL integrated with it. Okay, so you should take note of that. So now we are going to look at this application, this MySQL, the database through this internet. You can see that this one doesn't have a database. So when we are able to access this database through this one, meaning the peering that we did has gone through. Don't forget, meaning this peering has gone through. Okay, that is why this VPC is able to request something that is here. It is that request or the database isn't on the public subnet. It is in the private subnet of the shared VPC. So if this one is able to request for it, meaning it is the help of the peering connection. So let's look at it. How do we do that testing? Let's go back to this and then type EC2. So EC2, the EC2 is the is the let me tell you something. So let me take you back to the diagram. So the EC2 is this one, okay? It is this very one here, which is running the application server. Okay. So that is it. This is the EC2. That is it. So that is what we are going to look at. So let's look at it. Let's test it to see if it is integrated with this. Once it is integrated with this, meaning we have confirmed that our peering is successful and it has gone through. So we can see instance one instance was running. Let's go for that. That is what we are looking for. So the name of the instance is app server. You can see it here. You can also see it here that it is application server. That is the full meaning. So app server. So what do? We open the instance, click on this very let me go back to those of you who might be coming from the non-tech background, mostly if you are doing it this way, they will still ask questions. So I try to do it so that each and everyone can benefit from. If you are from non-tech, you will benefit from. If you are also familiar with the services already, you can also go about it. So click on this blue thing here, just click on it like this. It will open a dashboard for you. When it opens the dashboard, copy this one. You can see public IPv4, and that is exactly what is here. Look at it, public subnet. So you see, so we are because this one is operating within the public, so we are copying it. It has an IP address, so we are copying it. Okay, so let's copy it and then go to open a new tab, paste that. Then let's see, we are trying to access if okay. So this is the web application, or this is the application that is running on this one. Okay. This is not the database instance. We have not yet connect the database instance. But we are going to try to connect this web application that is running here to the database instance. So if the VPC doesn't go through, then we can't connect. But if it's able to go through, meaning the peering is successful. Okay. So let's look at that. How do we do that? We click on settings. Then there's an endpoint that we are supposed to input. That is the VPC. Sorry, not the VPC. This MySQL instance endpoint. Okay, we can get that through this. Click on details and then click on show. Allow it to load. I think if the instance is being hosted on this very one, then we can also see it from there. Okay, so let's copy like this. Let's copy this. I'll try to see if the instance is hosted. I don't know, but we will try to see if we can also look for another way to get it. But that is how to get it. Okay, paste it like this. Database, username, password. What do you do? Go down, go down, go down to almost the last section of this. This is the database name, inventory. So database, paste this, go to the lab dash password, put this here, put that here, put this here. Let me type this admin. So username is admin. You can copy or you can type just like I have here. Okay. And then let's try to connect this and let's see. Okay, so now it is connected. Obviously, we have been able to connect to the database successfully through our web application. So through the web application, we are making requests to how do you call it, a database. So through this one, we are making a request to a database which we don't have access to. We are having access to now because of this peering connection. Okay. Yes, so that is all for now. I said that I'll try to see if we can see the instance running. So let's see if we will see. Since it's there is only, but okay, let's see. Let's see if you see RDS in the search bar, type RDS. We are done with the lab so far, but we are trying to capitalize on what we are doing. We get more understanding. So I'm trying to see if we can see a database running this. Okay. So I'm trying to see if we can see a database running the MySQL instance. So let's see. That's what I'm here to do. Let's see. Click on RDS because MySQL is a relational database. So let's try to see if we will see a database instance that is running it. So let's see databases. Let's click on databases. Yes. So you can see that it is right here. You see it here? You can see that it is right here. Inventory DB. It's being run here. So that is it. So I think the endpoint of that also, let me click here. So you can see it here. You see the endpoint is also here. So if you don't copy it from this details show, you can also come back here and then click on this. You get look at it when you realize that it is the same thing like the one here. Okay. So look at it carefully. What will it, okay. So BXB3. Let's go back here. So show. I just want to confirm that for you. So come back to go down and then you can see it here. BXB3. It is the same thing like the one there. That is because it is the endpoint of it. That is the database is also having its instance running somewhere. So it's exactly what we have done. Okay. So you can see the database instance is running. This is running different VPCs, but they are now connected together. So let's try to submit the lab to see what we'll get. So click on submit. Submit. Let's wait for some time. But I think right after that, after it connects, we don't have anything to do again. No. Yes, so you click on save, you don't have anything to do again. Submit your work. Okay. So it's submitting. Let's wait to see what we will get. Okay. If you are having issues, try to go over the lab again and again and again. You can watch the video 2 times, 3 times, 4 times just to gain the basic understanding. So you can see we've scored the full marks 30 over 30. That is because we have done exactly what the lab is requesting us to do. Okay. So we've done exactly what the lab. You can decide to explore more by going back to the web application, clicking on settings again, clearing this very endpoint, coming back to the RDS side, copying this, okay, copy this, you can see endpoint is copied. Come back here again, paste that one, paste it like this, and then save it like this again. You can see you are seeing the same thing. Why? Because yes, it is the RDS that is running it. Okay. So to confirm that is true, it is the RDS that is running it. Let's look at something. Let's just click on this. And then instead of the 3 here, let's put something like 5. Save it. You see, unable to establish database connection because we have we have inputted a database endpoint that is not within or it is not sharing any resource with this very web application. Okay, it could be that it exists though, but they cannot communicate because they might be in a subnet and they are protected from the public access. Okay, so you can see it just to gain understanding. Okay, you can see how it works. So you can try it again. Maybe you can change this. What did I change? Is it a 5? So you can change it to 7 if maybe you want to. You can save it again. You see, you get the same thing until that place is 3. Okay, it's 3 because the 3 should match the endpoint of this. So we click it here, then we will see the database. That is it. So that is all for today. Thank you guys for coming on board. Try sharing this video with your friends, and then if you have an issue, kindly leave it here. I'll try my best to answer you Kindly like the video, comment, so the algorithm will know that the video is valid, and then they will recommend it to other people who are also looking for solutions like this. Okay. Thank you very much. See you in the next video.